Matt Cardona. Uh, when you thought about all the kind of talent that was let go by WWE, and you've seen Zack Ryder do what he's done for years, you're like, okay, he's gonna do some good things in the independents, but what kind of impact will he make? Like a big impact like that, based on what we've seen. For those who are royally crazy, no, people would probably say, oh, he's going to be probably a world champion, some small promotion, or maybe do some wild stuff, do the Zack Ryder shtick, but now unrestrained, without some big brother guy going ahead and telling you what you can and can't do. Yeah, I think everyone, including the most diehard Zack Ryder fan, would be like, so anyways, do you think he's going to go ahead and make GCW a very popular place to go to for a while, and, you know, beat the living hell out of Nick Gage, win their title, act like he's Vince McMahon, and go ahead and become the biggest heel, and then go ahead and be like the big freaking deal? No, you can't imagine that, because that was just impossible. Until last year, when Matt Cardona was going ahead and making all headlines being in GCW, which was an unnatural fit for people, because you're thinking, how could he fit in the world of the death match? I'm like, Moxley, he could fit that world. Even when he was Dean Ambrose, you knew, yeah, he would fit in the hardcore wrestling world. But Matt Cardona? After a brief run in AEW, and then he joined Impact, you're like, okay, he's gonna do well in Impact, but that's about it. Now you're just like, nope, he proved everyone wrong. GCW has become more of a home for him than it has with Impact Wrestling, and he's currently doing stuff in Impact that's insane. He's like one of the hottest free agents, so to speak, if WWE ever wanted to bring him back. And he said he would be willing to talk if they let him keep his podcast, so basically never gonna happen. So yeah, Matt Cardona is now the biggest heel in GCW with his sports entertainer aesthetics and his insult towards the wrestling world of deathmatch wrestling, calling himself the Deathmatch King, and now that Chelsea Green's with him, he's even more of an a-hole. And since they got married. And he's been beating the hell out of legends, out of fan favorites like Nick Gage, Ricky Morton, and you're just like, he's making insults to Mick Foley, making you wish you had a match with him, making you wish you could see a match between him and Mick Foley. That's never going to happen, sadly, because Mick Foley's probably not interested in destroying himself for like the 8th time in his retirement years. That's been going on since 2000. So, yeah, maybe he'll do that in the AEW video game, who knows. But, yeah, Matt Cardona wanted to make this big event at the World of GCW on GCW at the Hammerstein Ballroom, which is iconic for ECW reasons. And now it's like, how can I piss the fans off even more? I'm like, I could go ahead and like dress up like Vince again during ECW when he was the champion, and that was a real thing. I'm still stunned to imagine. And no, he already did that. No, he instead decides to go ahead and replicate the Sandman entrance from ECW with Enter Sandman for Metallica, because, you know, he's not asking for a death sentence, and dressing up in a red flannel vest with the words F Mick Foley, and there's even a big banner getting ECW One Night Stand 2006 vibes, where it says, if Matt Cardona wins, we riot, which is the equivalent of if Cena wins, we riot. And Matt Cardona is just loving the hatred he's getting. It's like, oh man, this is awesome. Out of everyone that's been let go, I gotta be honest, as much as I love Miro, as much as I love Bryan, as much as I love Punk, I think Matt Cardona surprised everyone with how much he's reinvented himself in the post-WWE era. I think he's one of the most reinvented wrestlers in the scene. And like for Moxley, it's smooth transition. Punk, it's a rebirth of his career. Bryan, it's basically him being very fetishizing himself, because that's a thing he does now. And he would take on Joey Janela, who I Matt Cardona alleged that he's going to end the career of Joey Janela before, Tony Khan fires him in his eyes. Even though Tony Khan seems to be letting his contract run out, we don't know the details on that. He might be one of the people let go. And considering what's been going on with him and MLW, especially when there is a public photo evidence that Joey Janela threatened the owner, the CEO of MLW, and I'm like, oh god, because Joey Janela and MLW don't have the healthiest relationship, and this started boiling over when the lawsuit happened between MLW and WWE, and he said he hopes the Titan takes out MLW, which, that's a very destructive idea. And then he threatens the COO, allegedly, with photographic tweet evidence of the direct messaging from the owner himself, from the COO going ahead and tagging TNT, TBS, and Tony Khan and AEW to handle the situation. And I'm just that guy. It's like, Joey, you had a case. You could have had a case regarding the whole MLW stuff, but now you've devolved it into, I'm going to threaten you. And I was like, oh boy. So, yeah. But also, I'm just like, oh yeah, we seriously don't need this. So, yeah, Matt Cardona and Joey Janela would fight, and they are all insane. Like, oh god. I don't know how to describe this any more than I could, because it's, I think everyone was like, okay, we have this show, we want to do a bunch of cameos, but we need a match that's absolutely balls to the wall insane and make money off of it, and somehow try and make it work. So they were like, okay, AEW does and here's the thing, I'm just going to say this, I seen people bash AEW for their off-the-walls insults on WWE, for their bad executive decisions, unilaterally and not without any sort of debate. It's just more like Vince's way or the highway. Actually, it's just Vince's way, and either way, it's the highway for him. But I barely saw any outrage when they did all the shots towards WWE in this match alone, which is saying a lot. Like, how Matt Cardona knows the experience of yes, and all that. And oh god, it's just insane how they went with this. I'm like, they constantly did doors instead of table spots, which, okay, that's a thing now. In fact, I'm kind of surprised they didn't I'm surprised they didn't do a bump where the door doesn't break, so they could say the forbidden door or some pun like that. Yeah, I don't get it either. And we had all these crazy spots going on, and then we got Virgil with a Vince headpiece on him. We got Mark Sterling going ahead and wearing a neck brace like that guy from ECW back in the day during the end years. That was always hanging out with Joey Styles. Yeah, Sorry, I got lost on that. And they even played Vince's No Chance in Hell music, and I was like, they're gonna get sued, aren't they? I'm like, I'm not a legal lawyer, but does this even fall under parody excuse? Under parody attack? Okay. Like, how did they get the rights to that? Like, they had to have paid Vince, right? Or did they say, well, it's fair use because we're using it as a parody? Except I don't know how that works. Anyways, copyright is a craziness. Then they get even more insane with with Hornswoggle getting involved and then saying how long he's been under the ring. And he's even dressed in his Hornswoggle outfit when he was with Fit Finley back in the day. And it's just, oh my god, this is so insane. Like, they just lost it. And then we get Marco Stunt coming back with a new look, and he's doing insane stuff. Chelsea Green is being Francine in this instance with GCW, which is just awesome. And because they are making shots towards WWE throughout this show, like, and there's even this big guy who I don't know about, going after Sam Stackhouse, trying to be Vader and everything, which was actually kind of impressive for the guy his size, but that's a different matter. And I'm just like, what the hell is happening? Like, even the commentators were like, this is still Matt Cardona versus Joey Janela. And it's just like, oh my god, we've lost all control. Like, this is so overbooked, it's actually kind of impressive. And then they decide, okay, we're close to ending this, so we're gonna do a reference to 2006 just to really piss people off, where some guy in a motorcycle helmet with black outfits spears Janela through a table, and it's not Edge, it's revealed to be Brian Myers. Boom! Yeah, Brian Myers is now back in friendship with his buddy Matt Cardona. And if I recall correctly, let's see. Yeah, that's saying something, because this is basically so they're basically saying Edge is with us because they were the Edge heads and the La Family stuff. And Matt Cardona hits the Rough Rider through a door. We just accept that at this point. Gets the 3 count, and yeah, fans are trashing the ring, they're rioting. So this is basically like, hey, what if we had Cena defeat RVD and piss everyone off? So yeah, and I'm just like, that's it. That's the whole thing. And that was like 20 minutes, and yet it felt like 10. Yeah, this was a 20-minute match, and this felt like a 10-minute match because of how insane and off the walls they went. And I was just laughing like, oh god, this is so insane. Like, oh god. Virgil referencing his WCW days when he was called Vince and then later called Shane. Yeah, it's just, you're just like, oh god, we're really losing it. We've lost the plot. We've lost the plot. Oh man. Oh man, if Matt Cardona ever comes back to AEW and he brings in the shtick he's doing, he's gotta be in the team with Jade Cargill and Mark Sterling, since, you know, he's the manager for, you know, Jade Cargill and everything. Like, they gotta reference that somehow. It's just, everyone was insane. Everyone lost their mind, and I'm amazed how they got this far. It's kind of impressive. I honestly don't know how to even look at this match. Like, do I see it's bad because they overbooked it? Is it good because, well, it's insane and they just embrace the madness that wrestling can be at times? I honestly don't know. All I know is that Joey Janela is... Oh, and then Shawn Waltman showed up with the DMC theme. Wait, if I'm correct. DMC DX music, and Shawn Waltman, aka X-Pac, aka Six-Pac, aka 123 Kid, comes out and saves the day for Joey Janela against Matt Cardona and Brian Myers. So, oh man, so yeah, everyone's just That's it. That's it. That's the whole thing. That's the whole match. That's the whole match. Get the whole match. And I'm just stunned of how much was done in this match. And I don't even know if it's called a match. It's basically a spectacle of insanity. Like, Matt Riddle's possible... I mean, like, for Matt Riddle, it's probably a daily occurrence since how much he likes to get on drugs. But that's a different... on highness. But that's a different matter. Heck, I'm pretty sure Brian would be like... I think I want to do that one day. And then they'll probably bring back it, and then they'll probably really ramp up the fetishizing he does. But yeah, Matt Cardona, he's currently one of the big stars going on in the wrestling business since he left. Like, he's won the GCW title and mocked everyone for that, and mocked the company for that. He's done insane stuff in Impact. He's married Chelsea Green, and the Hot Mess and whatnot, him are probably going wacky insane on that. Let's see, he's also challenging the NWA title. Yeah, that's a thing we just accept. He's basically in a lot of places right now. I'm still kind of amazed he wanted to say, I want to do GCW. I think I can make some real headway through that. And I feel like he did. Yeah. 2022 wrestling, everybody. Oh, man. Just... GCW, everyone. GCW. I don't watch the show. I don't watch the brand regularly. Like, I've only seen like a couple of matches. But, yeah, it's just insane. But that's about it for my thoughts on this whole thing. This was Neo Reality Entertainment, the WrestleVerse, presenting Matt Cardona versus Joey Janela at GCW's big pay-per-view event, The World on GCW. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, check out my content in the description below. Stay tuned for more. I'll see y'all next time. Peace and take care, everybody. And oh god, this is just insane, isn't it? It really is.